Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and welcome to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about the Urgle version of one of the most underrated Thomas & Friends characters, and I did say the hag pretty loosely because I'm not sure if it's actually true or not. Basically, on Old Slowcoach, and I have to say, I am really impressed on how it actually looks by far, and yeah, pretty much from what I can gather, I know Old Slowcoach hasn't gotten a lot of love nowadays regarding Thomas the Tank Engine for sure, but she is one of the massive standouts during one of my favorite seasons, Season 5 for sure, and yeah, the way they actually handled the Urgle version of Old Slowcoach is absolutely really amazing by far, and yeah, I was really impressed on how it actually looks for sure. Easily a really great item for me to have, and yeah, absolutely enjoyed all the ways. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. If you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead, I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'm sure I'll still be here by the time you come back for sure. In fact, yeah, I do stand by my point by far. I'll be quite curious to see what other bits of merchandise and stuff revolving around Old Slowcoach that I might get in the near future. I do know since Bachmann has no plans to actually make her be part of their Thomas & Friends range, I would definitely love to get the Horby version of Old Slowcoach by far. Maybe, I guess, a possible listing on eBay might actually help me out for sure, but yeah, we'll wait and see on that. Yeah, I'm really quite surprised for the fact that I actually got this one for only 20 bucks for sure, so not a bad deal from what I could gather. I mean, it's not like I actually did get it from one of the most controversial members in the Thomas & Friends community. And even if I did, then I think it might come back to bite me in the ass for sure. Oh, but don't worry, I might have plans for this individual later on. And to the person I'm actually referring to by far, You're about to face my wrath for sure. Yeah, I'm literally doing the Christopher Walken finger thing. Don't make me keep on going with this. I'm doing it! I warned you guys! But yeah, you kind of get the idea on that front. Alright, I guess if how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess for today's episode, for sure, looks like we're pretty much gonna stick with Thomas and Friends for a little while for now, unless some things change for sure. But except this time, speaking about what I said about Bachmann early on, looks like for today's episode, we are definitely going to talk about another thing revolving around Thomas and Friends for sure. But I think it's time we switch back to Bachmann for sure. So yeah, I guess since after pretty much talking about new bits of track and stuff that I got to help upgrade my layout for the time being for sure, I think it's about time that we get ourselves in with, of course, a brand new item for the Bachmann Thomas and Friends range for sure. And what is it, you may ask? Well, I'll pull it up right now. So yeah, what I have right here in my hands is, of course, this. So yeah, I know a lot of you guys are really excited for me to talk about this, and well, here you go. I have it right here in my hand. So yeah, what I actually have here is, of course, the brand new Bachmann Thomas item that I just got very recently, and that being, of course, this time on Sir Topham Hatt's car. So yeah, you would not believe on how excited I was for, of course, this one for sure. And well, luckily enough, this was, of course, sent over to me by one of my friends for sure. To which you'll definitely see later on as we speak. So yeah, now that I finally got this in my hands, I think it's about time that we finally go ahead and talk about this for sure. It's been a long time coming from what I can gather, and I think it's about time that we finally take a look at this for sure. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Alright then, well, now that we got the introduction out of the way, I think it's about time that we get ourselves in to officially talk about this one for sure. So yeah, and you might be wondering to yourself, how did I get my hands on, of course, this one for sure? Did I finally get it from the official Bachmann Trains website for sure? Or did I pick it up at my local hobby shop that I've mentioned numerous times? Well, actually, those two would be awesome, but that's not the case when I got this one. No, I actually did get it from a longtime friend and collaborator of mine that was kind enough to actually send this over to me for sure. So yeah, in case a lot of you guys may be wondering, this was, of course, mailed over to me by, of course, my longtime friend and fellow collaborator for quite a long time now, which is, of course, Jon McDowell, aka Trainboy54. So yeah, and I guess it is no big surprise. I have worked with the guy numerous times by far for sure, whether it be for his videos on his channel or when I actually need him for my videos on my channel for sure. So yeah, and yeah, I guess it's no big surprise. I have actually got pretty much several items from him and talked about them on this show in the past for sure. And I guess it does actually make sense from what I can gather, because I have talked about plenty of other Bachmann Thomas models that I got in the past as well. Two of which is, of course, two different versions of Thomas that I actually got from him last year, to which I was really amazed by for sure, and I really do think they're really well worth it for sure, but yeah, either way, I'm really impressed with, of course, what he actually sent over to me, and yeah, And I guess it makes sense for him to send this over to me for sure because, well, pretty much in the past, ever since it was first announced, I've been really excited for, of course, this, pretty much this one to come out for sure, and yeah, I say this is perfect timing for sure, because yeah, I think with most of the other Thomas stuff that I actually got as of now to correspond with the 80th anniversary, some of which I finally got in my hands, and actually was thrilled to actually pretty much get for sure. While other times there are some that I'm really hyped for, only got canceled by far, to which, well, if you have seen my latest response/rant video where I talked about the Bachmann Thomas 80th anniversary set being canceled, yeah, it was a massive downer for sure, but hey, it is what it is, and I'll definitely look at other options. So yeah, I was lucky enough to actually get this from him for sure, to which he did tell me he actually wanted to actually pretty much get this for a comparison video that he wanted to do on his channel for sure, but he ended up getting another one for himself, while this one I have here in my hands, he actually sent over to me. And it's not just this as well, there are several others that I actually got from him as well, and if you don't believe me when I actually say it, I actually did get this really nice, I actually did get this really nice letter from, of course, Jon for sure, to actually really get you the idea of what I'm talking about. So I guess pretty much if anything, I'll go ahead and read this to you guys, in case a lot of you guys you're wondering. This letter actually did say this time, and I quote, "Dear Ben, sorry it took me this long, but here's what you've been wanting to get on your wish list. Wish there was something else that you wanted to get ever since your response/rant video." Which one, you may ask? Well, any one by far. So yeah, from Jon McDowell, aka Trainboy54. P.S. The whole production company has been taking a vacation. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, either way, I really appreciate the letter. By far, Trainboy54, and it was actually quite nice for sure. So yeah, and I guess pretty much of anything, like I said, it's not just Sir Topham Hatt's car that I actually got in my hands. I did get a few others as well for sure, and I guess pretty much of anything, to help save me the trouble from talking about them individually for sure, I'll go ahead and talk about the other items that I actually got very quickly for sure, just to get them out of the way. And of course, pretty much of anything, this one I actually got right here, believe it or not, this right here is, of course, a 3D printed shell of course, what is supposed to be a Tomy and Trackmaster version of Daisy. So yeah, either way, I guess from what I can gather, I think it makes sense from what I've actually seen, because yeah, Tomy or Trackmaster never actually released pretty much their own take on Daisy for sure. So yeah, so I guess to have someone 3D print pretty much this shell of course, Daisy for sure is actually really quite amazing, and the end result actually came out fantastic for sure. So yeah, maybe somewhere later on down the road, and possibly for its own video, I might actually take the time and actually paint this thing pretty much in every way that I can, as well as, of course, try to give off some pretty good detail for sure, to which, yeah, I think given to what I've actually seen by far, looks like there's going to be a lot to actually put into all sorts of detail for sure. So unless I get some help for sure, of course, that front, maybe I think it might be worth it for sure. But for now, I think this is actually a really great 3D printed shell that I actually got for sure. And yeah, either way, I'm impressed with, of course, what I've actually seen. And to the person who actually pretty much took the time to actually make this, big shout out to you. You actually did a good job, of course, at this one. So yeah, that's that out of the way. And it's not just that, but Jon has also sent me not one, not two, but 3 Thomas DVDs that I actually don't own right up until now for sure. Those being, of course, Animals Aboard, Rescue on the Rails, and Creaky Cranky. So yeah, I guess it actually makes sense because, well, I never actually owned these Thomas DVDs by far. In fact, those are some of the ones that I've been wanting to get in my hands for like years now for sure. So yeah, either way, I'm impressed with what Trainboy54 sent over to me, and yeah, they're gonna go great with all the other Thomas DVDs that I currently got for sure. And given for the fact that I actually did get 3 other Thomas DVDs, 2 of which are actually DVD packs that I got in my hands containing multiples that I finally got for sure. I think these 3 will actually be great additions for sure. So yeah, I guess either way, I'm really glad I got those for sure. So I guess for the other items that I actually got, yeah, I guess if anything, I do owe my thanks to Trainboy54 by far for sure. So yeah, that's actually my quick sum up, of course, the other items that I actually got. So I think it's about time that we actually finally dedicate this episode mainly to this for sure. And yeah, you would not believe on how thrilled I was to finally get this for sure. And well, he's certainly saving the trouble from having me buy it myself off of the Bachmann Trains website, or even on Amazon or eBay or at my local hobby shop for sure. So yeah, but either way, I say I'm really looking forward to this hands down for sure. And now that I finally got it in my hands, I think we might as well finally take a look at this. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and finally take a look at this by far. And you can go ahead and transition to me going down onto the floor, taking a look at this up close and personal. So really appreciate that. Alrighty then, well, here we are back down onto the floor once again for sure. Finally, and I do mean finally, getting an up-close look of course, the Bachmann Sir Topham Hatt's car for sure. And yeah, either way, I think with, of course, what we've actually seen by far, I am definitely looking forward to finally talking about this for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much if anything, we might as well start off like we normally do with, of course, these Bachmann Thomas models. It's mainly from the first impression of course, the packaging for sure. And yeah, like I said, Bachmann never disappoints in, of course, offering something really great with, of course, their Bachmann Thomas models with their packaging for sure. And I gotta have to say, pretty much looking at this from the packaging for sure, it actually does look pretty good so far for sure, right? Yeah, literally, I guess with, of course, what we've actually seen for sure, right? Pretty much from what I can gather, it does play out exactly like most of the other Bachmann Thomas models that we would normally see for sure. And I guess from what I can gather, based on from what I can gather, you may notice pretty much of anything, it does play out, of course, what it would actually do for sure. You've got pretty much the Thomas & Friends logo on this side, Thomas on the other side, with, of course, the pretty much the note saying for use on HO00 scale track, which actually makes sense, seeing how this is released under the HO lineup for sure. And yeah, and I do kind of notice that pretty much, if anything, pretty much right up on top, pretty much instead of saying Sir Topham Hatt's car, all it says is accessory, collect them all. Now, I think a lot of you guys may think that it might be a massive downer for sure, But honestly, I think from what I can gather, I actually don't mind it because, well, it actually gives you a little taste on, of course, a few key elements that you would normally see with, of course, the Bachmann Thomas models nowadays for sure. Like, of course, pretty much of anything for Sir Topham Hatt's car, it does fall into the accessory category for sure. Well, I guess pretty much of anything, I'm sure the same thing will apply to most of the other models for sure. Like, of course, if you got, like, troublesome trucks very recently, of course they'll label it under rolling stock for sure. And I imagine that pretty much of anything, if they ever do the same thing for the engines, I think they might pretty much probably say something on the lines of locomotive for sure. But I could be wrong from what I can gather. So I guess either way, I actually don't mind it for sure, but either way, from the front of the packaging for sure, I know I'm actually in for something really great in its entirety, and just by seeing the car up close and personal from the packaging, from what I could gather, nice and freshly sealed for sure, it really is quite fascinating from what I could gather, and of course, if we can turn it over to the back, yeah, that too is actually really quite nice, and yeah, it actually also provides some pretty good lists and stuff of course, some of the other accessories that you would actually get. Probably the most notable one is, of course, easily Timothy Sheds, as you can see right down the middle, which honestly is actually quite nice for sure, So yeah, and I guess from what I can gather, I actually did manage to pretty much get almost all the accessories for sure. Well, except for the lighthouse with a blinking LED light for sure. That I do hope to get later on, and yeah, pretty much of anything, it is actually quite nice, and yeah, look at that, pretty much alongside the back, you can definitely see that it is labeled Sir Topham Hatt's car on the back for sure, So yeah, I guess it is a little different from what I can gather, but again, I actually don't mind it for sure, so yeah, I guess, oh, didn't mean to drop it for a moment, whoopsie, so yeah, I guess either way, with of course what I've actually seen by far, I am actually I really am digging, of course, what I'm seeing for Sir Topham Hatt's car for sure, based on, of course, what I'm seeing, based on the packaging alone, it really is quite fascinating when you really think about it for sure, and I really am digging, of course, what it's actually providing me and delivering what we promised for sure, so yeah. But I guess either way, we can't leave it in the packaging for too long for sure, so let's go ahead and get this thing out with, of course, my trusty pair of scissors to help me out on that, so yeah. I think we pretty much know the drill at this point, so I'll go ahead and get right on to cutting, and, well, editor, speed up the footage for me, please. Alrighty then, well, I guess it's after a few slip-ups here and there, but it's okay, I'm pretty sure me fast-forwarding the footage might have actually covered that up for sure, but either way, it looks like we finally got Sir Topham Hatt's car pretty much out of its packaging, so that way we can finally take a look at it up close and personal, so yeah, and yeah, from what I've actually seen for sure, yeah, I guess with, of course, what can I gather, this actually does look really impressive for sure. You can definitely tell that they really actually really wanted to make Sir Topham Hatt's car actually look really presentable, and based on what I've actually seen alone, it really is quite amazing from what I can gather, so yeah, I think with, of course, pretty much the way pretty much it utilized the pretty much the blue paint for sure to match the Tonga for sure, and even a few details here and there, and even the nice big of a shine in, of course, the windows and stuff when the light actually reflects it for sure. It's actually really quite amazing from what I can gather, so So yeah, and I guess moreover, yeah, I'm really digging on how it actually moves by far. Pretty much if I give it a good push with a simple flick. Yeah, it actually rolls out quite well for sure. So yeah, I guess with of course what I've actually seen by far. Yeah, this is actually really quite amazing from what I can gather for sure. And yeah, with of course what I've actually seen, Bachmann actually did a really great job in actually making Sir Topham Hatt's car look absolutely amazing for sure, because, yeah, I guess if anything, we do need something to have Sir Topham Hatt go around to meet up with the other engines on the island of Sordor, and this is actually a really good deal for sure. So again, I do have to give props to Bachmann Trains for putting a lot of hard-working effort to make this look great for sure. And, well, do I need to remind myself of course, another item that is basically similar to this by a far, that is pretty much on the same level? Actually, yeah, I do. In fact, if I could just reach over to grab it for sure, and yeah, there we go. Ooh. Seem to be a little clumsy today. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I guess if anything, this is a good example on what I mean. So yeah, pretty much the Ertl version of Sir Topham Hatt's car, to which I did talk about several years ago on this show, actually is on the same level as, of course, what we see here for sure. So yeah, and even to this day, I still think this is absolutely really impressive for sure. And I guess even looking back on it from what I can gather, for a while, I still think this is actually really great from what I can gather, and is pretty much the one thing that really does fall through, of course, on Sir Topham Hatt's car for sure. I guess it looks like Bachmann actually did a much better job this time around for sure. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love pretty much the Ertl version of Sir Topham Hatt's car, or I guess in this case, the Ertl Fat Controller's car for sure. So yeah, I still love this, don't get me wrong, but I think Bachmann actually did a much better job this time for sure. So yeah, I guess it's what I can say, of course, on that front. So yeah, either way, I'm impressed with, of course, what Bachmann has done with, of course, pretty much this one for sure. They really put in a lot of hard-working effort, and even the way they actually use bits and pieces of course, every single detail for sure, easily makes this absolutely very impressive for sure. So yeah, either way, I think Bachmann did a really great job with, of course, this one, and, well, I guess it is kind of expected, seeing of how, well, Bachmann has always done a great job when it comes to new models and stuff for their Thomas and Friends range. And I think this deserves to be a part of it for sure. But I guess aside from all that, I guess a lot of you guys are wondering, where am I going to put this on my layout? Well, let's head on up there and find out. Alrighty then, well, here we are back up, and of course on my Bachmann Thomas and Friends layout for sure, and yeah, you can definitely see the hang with some massive changes here and there that I've implemented in for quite some time now, especially with some of the new track that I've actually got so far. I think it's safe to say that my layout is actually really is getting somewhere for sure. So yeah, and of course quite fitting enough because, well, here we have good old Sir Topham Hatt for sure, just standing there by the switch for sure, with all the engines and Timothy sheds right behind him. So I guess there's that. So yeah, and I know a lot of you guys may be wondering to yourself, given to, of course, what we've actually seeing, and yes, we can actually say right now that pretty much the Sir Topham Hatt figure that we got right here alongside both of the conductors that we got, one on this side, hampered by my old Wooden Railway Shining Time station that I got, and the other over by Maythwaite Station, with, of course, Farmer McCall pretty much right by Timoth Sheds with his cows for sure. I know a lot of you guys may be wondering, do I actually have plans to actually get the HO Thomas & Friends figures that are currently out as we speak? Actually, yes, I do, to be honest, because, yeah, really think about this from what I can gather, because, don't get me wrong, I think these figures that we currently got as of now are still great, but I guess given to, of course, that they're now part of the large-scale pretty much Thomas range from what we can say by far, I think it looks like pretty much they might be a little outdated compared to, of course, the HO, pretty much the HO trains we currently got for sure, so yeah, but either way, I will actually get my hands on the HO Thomas figures that are currently out for sure, so that way we can actually have a little something that actually fits within the Bachmann Thomas & Friends ranging HO. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to make use of the large-scale figures that I currently got as we speak, but maybe later on down the road, if of course they're needed for sure. But for now, I guess stepping aside from all that, I think we might as well figure out on where we're actually going to place the Bachmann Sir Topham Hatt's car for sure. And, well, I guess there is a lot to go for, hands down, for sure, because, yeah, it is kind of interesting to see on where we can actually place it. And, well, let's see, I know I can't place it right where Bergie is at, and, well, I guess Terrence is already occupied, and so is Harold. And I do know Jeremy and Cranky are, of course, occupied right there, so, you know what? I guess seeing how Sir Topham Hatt is, of course, standing there pretty much for the time being, maybe I should place this car right over by him for sure, or I guess in this case, maybe right up until I get the HO version of him, and all the other figures are currently out, so yeah, there we go, so, or I guess I'll just tilt it over a big, yeah, maybe I guess right here is good for sure, so yeah, I guess from the looks of it, this might actually be a good spot for the Bachmann Sir Topham Hatt's car for sure, and yeah, I guess pretty much of anything. I know it is a little out of place to actually put the HO Sir Topham Hatt's car right over by the large-scale Sir Topham Hatt figure for sure, but hey, look at the bright side. I guess given to this visual right here, Bachmann has actually made the perfect representation of a clown car. Yeah, really bear your mind around that for sure, so yeah, I guess either way, I guess for the time being, and right up until I get a few more bits of track to really get my layout on where it needs to be, I think it looks like Sir Topham Hatt's car is actually found a good spot right here for the time being for sure, so yeah, I know that's saying a whole lot from what I can gather, but I say this is actually a good spot for sure for the time being, so yeah, but unless some things change from what I can gather, I'm actually pretty happy with, of course, what I've actually placed for sure, so yeah, overall, I am really impressed with the Bachmann Sir Topham Hatt's car for sure. I think it really is something quite nice from what I can gather, and it actually does result in a pretty good model, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a few bits and pieces where I think I could have used a little reworking here and there for sure, but everything else about it actually is very nice from what I can gather for sure, and yeah, the end result actually came out actually pretty good for sure, so So yeah, either way, I guess pretty much for while it's not pitch perfect from what I can gather, I really do think Bachmann did a really good job with, of course, this one for sure. And yeah, in the end, I think it is definitely worth the recommendation on my part for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So if you are lucky and you want to get this in your hands for sure, then by all means, go ahead and do so. It's definitely well worth the purchase for sure. So yeah, but like I said, I did get it from my friend Trainboy54, who was kind enough to mail it over to me. So to Trainboy54, thank you so much for sending me this alongside the 3D printing Trackmaster Daisy show and the 3 Thomas DVDs that I've shown off for sure. Yeah, you really impressed me all the way from what I can gather, and I owe you big time, my man. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. And yeah, like I said, don't worry about a thing. I will plan on getting the Bachmann H.O. Thomas figures that are also out as we speak. So yeah, hopefully when I actually do get those in the near future, I'll be sure to let you guys know for sure and see how they actually turn out for sure. So yeah, but until then, we're going to have to wait and see later on down the road, because hey, whatever I need to do to actually, to pretty much really give this layout a massive upgrade that it deserves for sure, then I do think it's going to be well worth it for sure. And yeah, like I said, I still got a long ways to go with, of course, what I need to get for my layout for sure. But I'll be really excited to see how it's going to turn out for sure, alongside getting more of these Bachmann Thomas models in the near future. There's a lot for me to get in my hands as of now, so I'll be sure to let you guys know on where I'll finally get those. But until then, I think I'll definitely end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode. And by all means, let me know down in the comments down below on what you think of this episode for sure. I would definitely love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And well, it'll only be a matter of time for when I'll actually talk about another item pretty much later on down the road on this show for sure. But hey, whatever one I will get in the near future, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.